Let's kind of go back to the first day. Okay, like I said, I can't really give you all every full lesson, but if I can just give you some partial lessons from each of the days, that's this. Day one was really a test, to my potential. Really, uh, it was another test for me to embrace uncertainty. I've never walked that much in my life. Typically for my EU folks, I will do about more or less 2 kilometers a day, average, just walking around on a daily basis. For my US folks, I typically walk one mile and a quarter, so again, like, I like to walk. I don't mind. I'm not the person who would catch the bus just to go 4 blocks. There's there's a lot of people like that. I'm definitely not that person, but I'm not no type of triathlete. So it was definitely something that it was challenging. Okay, um, but but really the first day was a testament of my ability to embrace uncertainty again. And I put myself in these situations to increase my ability to be able to embrace uncertainty. Oftentimes, if there's something I don't want to do, I could watch a TV program, I could hear someone talking about an experience with something, and as much as I hate the way it sounds, I often tell myself, well, too bad, you're going to do it, and but I do it because the whole point is it makes me mentally stronger and mentally stronger each and every time. And it makes you more comfortable with risk, which kind of goes back to embracing uncertainty. Like for me, it's all about risks with confidence, things that are calculated. It's nothing about gambling or anything like that. But it's more doing things off of intuition and things that are in alignment with your values. Uh, you know, First day was definitely the hardest. It was 23 kilometers, 14.45 miles. Uh, he just wow, it was amazing. And oftentimes you'll face that in your life as well. When you just dive in and you don't know what's going to happen, oftentimes you can definitely kind of be in the sea of the unknown. From day two, I definitely I met up with some. I went in a day, went to day two, met up with some my French friends, and they were such an interesting group of people. And day one I did alone, in which it was challenging. There's no doubt about it. But day two I was able to do with a group of people, and they are professional Camino de Santiago walkers. They are some of the most humblest people that you will ever meet. But they have experience with it. This was their fourth time walking the Camino de Santiago, and man, like God bless their heart. They, walking with them taught me a lot about myself, um, and it taught me a lot in general about even the things that I've been exposed to. It gave me a deeper insight about it, and it was a pleasure to walk with them. Now, they walk fast, so really, it really challenged me. It put me to the test, really challenged the potential of myself. Um, it's like they're 60 to 80 years old, and you know, their walking speed would amaze you. It's like most Americans that age don't even walk that fast. So it was amazing. Day three, so day two, working with a team, working with a mentor, definitely helps. Definitely gives you contrast, makes things easier. Uh, Day three, um, and we're there. Yeah, day three. It was kind of more of the same, really, but at the same time, it was kind of getting more familiar with with having a team, being with a team, or having a mentor, and also taking the opportunity to see the contrast and where what it was like to do it alone, what it was like to do it with a team. kind of like independence versus interdependence, which is very important. Oftentimes people want to be so independent, which is great because independence is definitely better than dependence. However, interdependence is ideally, the point you want to get to, and it's a great book that really teaches on that concept by Stephen Covey, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. And really interdependence, if you want to look at it in a sense of a business, or if you want to look at it in a sense of, like I said, nonprofit organization, it's about, it's your company, it's your organization, but you are hiring people, or you're outsourcing projects. You're entrusting them that they can do just as as good of a job as you, or a better job. That's kind of interdependence. It's like you may not, you may have the ability but don't have the time, so you trust someone else. Or you may not have the ability, but someone else has the capacity to do a better job than you. Or so you entrust them to do it. So that was really a good way to see that. Uh, then from there, um, uh, uh, next day, which was day 4, it was kind of about not getting caught in the complacency trap. I stated before that complacency is the decay of the human potential. And there was I was thinking it's like a state or province, something like that in Spain. It's called Sieta, and I think I was in the capital. And I was walking for all this while, and man, when I saw the place, I was like, wow, this is amazing. I want to stay here, spend some time here. Maybe, hey, take a little break off, spend a few days checking this place out. But I realized, you know, if I wanted to reach my finish line, I had to stay on course. And oftentimes people, they get caught up in that. They see something that's kind of comfortable, cushy, and they kind of fall in that groove, and they stay there, and they never come out of it. And again, like you know, there are people kind of come to that belief that, oh well, well, look, this looks safe, so there is certainty, but it's nothing more than an illusion. And unfortunately, a lot of people getting surprised and learning the hard way. So I try to so for me, I stayed on the course, and went through Sieta onto uh, Banderia, and I stayed there, which was a nice town. It wasn't as probably big as Sieta, but I stayed there, and that was a lesson from there. Um, Day 5, I went from there to Ponte Ulla, and that's where I believe, yeah, that's where like everything was kind of downhill. I, I can't say that the whole trek was everything was going downhill, but I definitely want to say 70% of that trek was downhill. And I talked about in that video about how life is like that. You know, how really oftentimes uh, if you look at it like a hill, okay, obviously with a hill, depending on which way you're coming from, you can go up or you can go down. But life is nothing more than a hill. Sometimes you're going to go downhill, and you're going to have challenges, and and it's going to make you uncomfortable, and it's going to cause heartache and inconvenience. But then you also have a chance to go uphill, and we're often going uphill is harder, but when you reach the top, that's it's often worth the reward, often worth the time invested into reaching the top. And and sometimes people, like, they're so close, they come so close, but they just stay downhill, because maybe a challenge has really caused them a setback, but they lost the vision. They lost the course. They lost what's ahead of them of reaching their finish line. And then the last trek, I walked by myself. My French friends left earlier, so I walked alone by myself to Santiago, and that was interesting as well. Interesting, a lot of interesting things. First trek by myself, last trek by myself, and this trek I have, I've ran to several people. Uh, ran into some Americans. It's so interesting the difference when it comes to physical fitness between French, or just not even French, just Europeans in general. Europeans and Americans. That's a whole nother video. But I ran into them, and it was fun. Talking to them for a while, it was cool. But they were just kind of walking a little too slow for me. Uh, I I think the French did that to me. I was walking so fast with them. They was pretty much pushing like 20 kilometers every 4 hours. And and when they left early, I started walking kind of at that speed as well. And like I said, I mean, the Americans I met, they were beautiful people, nice people. We had a great conversation, but I was like, no, I can't walk this slow. So, hey, before I met that French, was I walking that slow? I don't know. Maybe not. I couldn't tell you. Really, day 2 to day 5 really kind of changed everything for me. But so I met them, nice people, but I decided to go ahead. Met up with Lola, Maria Jose, which were some great people I've met from basically met all throughout the journey. They were staying at the same hostels that I was staying at, except for except for like it was like a day or two. But they were staying in a lot of the same hostels I was. And it was always great to talk with them. So I met them on the way coming close to Santiago, and it was great. It was definitely hard, but it was a great journey. It really was, and yeah, and I really hope that you do something that uh, moves you out of your comfort zone, and that increases your ability to handle uncertainty.